Hey everybody. So this is Little Dreams Homestead checking in. It's been about 7 months since we checked in, but last time we had just had this horrific storm come through, really damaged our property, and ever since then we've been trying to kind of rebuild our life. Here you can see some of the damage, ripped the roof off of a common building nearby. A local church lost part of its roof. It was really, really devastating, honestly. We weren't alone in the damage. That was a huge, huge barn. Combines and everything. When the storm came through, it knocked out our power pole that connects us to the main power grid, and then it also bent where it ties into our property. And so 32 hours without electricity. We thought we were going to be going into day 3 of no power. But at about 10 to 10:30 at night, these wonderful guys showed up. They were working overtime, and they were actually volunteers from a different city. And we were so grateful that they were working so hard. And we asked them if they were going home after this, and they said, nope, it's an all-nighter because there were so many people without power. Almost 2 hours in, and they're still here, being amazing and making sure we have electricity.
Yay! There it is!
Yay! Oh my god, we have electricity again.
Thank you guys.
It's 12:20. Oh my god, the power's on! Yay!
We got lights.
After 32 hours without electricity. And a lot of devastation, but we have electricity again. Thanks to these amazing guys. So something we didn't bring up as much was the damage to the house. We had windows, siding, our back room here flooded from rain just pouring in through the top of the window after it broke. And a little recap of the chicken coop and how much loss there was. Just crazy. A 10 by 20 building just thrown and rolled across the field.
This is going to be our garage edition, 24 by 25. Since we lost the only storage we had, we decided to add on to our garage. So at the end, it will make it 24 wide by 55 foot. So give us plenty of storage with our garage. And since we lost our barn, this is going to be our new barn. It is 32 by 30. It'll have 3 pens on one side and the new and improved and updated chicken coop on the other, along with the feed room / storage room. And the other side with the 3 pens will house the goats and the piggies and future animals that we bring onto the farm.
This is just a test to see how much background noise. Clearly, lots of background noise. Anyways, want to go over just a quick overview of what our plans are for our property. So this is a very basic sketch taken from a screenshot of Google Maps and then using basically the color app just to fill things in. But it does give a good idea of what we want to do here. So on the right hand side, you can see our road, and basically if you are looking at the top of the screen, that is north, bottom is south, left of the screen is west, right of the screen is east. What you see down in the bottom left corner, we'll start there, is where our compost is going to be. Well, we've already actually started our compost. We will eventually build some sort of structure around it to keep animals out of it. However, right now we just basically have a pile where we put the chicken manure and honestly, the rabbit manure, we do put some food scraps in there if they're not good for the animals. Basically just creating a really good solid compost. We have not started using it on anything because it still needs some time to break down, but we'll go into more detail about that later. And from there, if you look up on the left side, which is west, you see kind of a purplish red area. That is going to be our berry patch. And along the west side of our property, you see that purple line. We're going to actually start doing grapevines. The big brown rectangle is our vegetable garden. Dead center in the middle, you see our house, and the white around it is some patio, concrete patio that we're planning on pouring. You also see some little green spots. We do plan to plant more trees to make our space not so wide open. So going from there, going north on our property, you can see the garden that I was just saying on the left with we're going to put a white fence around it. There's a blue blob just north of the house, and that's a special project that we will be covering soon. In regards to the light blue and green little rectangles you see next to the garden, that is our current chicken coop and our soon-to-be greenhouse. Don't worry, we'll fill you guys in with all the information. It's a little confusing to look at this angle, but it really is going to make a lot of sense eventually once we get some buildings up. The peach color that you see is going to be our orchard, and the little yellow rectangle that you see to your left, that is going to be our apiary, or our area that we keep our bees. If you look kind of to the right of the screen, you'll see a big white area as well as a kind of tan rectangle. That is our our current garage and future garage addition, as well as a graveled area. And then the red square is where our future barn is going to be that Kevin was describing. Those 3 lines coming off are going to be paddocks for our animals, some of which honestly have not even been introduced yet, but we'll get to that. And we are just so looking forward to all of this being done. We feel like we've been in a little bit of a whirlwind ever since we moved in here. Our first year we had a hailstorm, and then this last year we obviously had this big windstorm, and we are just ready for some quiet time. And since we're getting a new barn, we figured we needed a couple of barn cats. We've got Peach here, and this is little Mr. Tigger. And we've got Mr. Shadow. They are sweet, sweet cats. This was when they were kittens back in June. They're mostly fully grown now, and they're great little mousers, but they are also so sweet and so personable.
And this is the first piggy on the farm, our little Gertrude. She's a wild one.
The story of our little Gertrude, our first piggy on the farm, who is a potbelly pig. I came home from work one day and Kevin was kind of hiding behind the back door, which I walk in through. And he said, "You promise you won't be mad at me?" And I said, "Okay, why?" And then I hear a little pig squeal. And lo and behold, he had gotten a potbelly pig. You may also be wondering why in these videos we not only have barn cats in the house, but also a potbelly pig. And you may also notice in the background a little bit of chirping. So when the storm blew through, it blew all of their enclosures away. We were fortunate enough that we got them all inside the house first. But they literally had no place to go outside to get out of the weather, to get away from predators in the case of the barn cats. So for about a month to a month and a half, the cats, our meat chicks, which we had received at this point for the summer, the potbelly pig and 3 barn cats, as well as our rabbit, were all living in our house. And needless to say, it was chaos. We were so thankful that we had not lost any of them, but it was a challenging time, to say the least.
Good, Trey.
Get her. Get her. Get her. Get her. So we were lucky enough that the entire roof of the chicken coop remained intact. It was just a really big piece to push over, and luckily we have a neighbor that was nice enough to come over and help us with that, as well as other things, cleaning up around. But this was a big project. Yeah, you're too close. Don't get up under there. Put your glasses on. Stuff's gonna spray out. Woo!
So while we're out here finishing cleaning up the demo work, we had a little pile of wood and stuff out there. And picking it up, and mind you, out here we've been finding a lot of field mice underneath everything. So along with field mice, which is a buffet for a black rat snake. So he's a big guy. He's definitely out here serving himself up a mice buffet.
He's very pretty. See his belly?
Yeah, he's a big guy. He's probably 5 or 6 feet tall, long, I mean. We're going to turn him loose out in the pasture, so maybe he'll keep finding field mice and not our chicken eggs. Where are we going to put him? As far out as we can.
Trying to wrap around my fingers.
Yeah.
Are you gonna squeeze my fingers off, buddy? A little further.
Yeah.
Ah, Mr. Snake.
Got him loose over in the...
All right. Keep fighting the good battle.
There you go, Bubby. Don't go out on the street now, you hear? Counterclockwise is what they call them. Okay, here you go. Try it. There's 3 in here. Here. You got to get it in the little crosshairs and then just start. No, other way, Bubba.
Other way. There you go. Awesome. That is so cool. There was still a lot of flooding in the area, so we would drive around sometimes and just find cool little spots like this, but it did take a long time for all of the water from the storm to recede.
It's the 4th of July, yeah, yeah, it's the 4th of July. The 4th of July.
Turn around, watch.
Oh.
Hold on.
Ooh, I like that. What did you think of that?
That was awesome.
That was wrong.
Come. She does look like a little warthog right there. Good girl.
Dirty. You happy be outside? At the time of the storm, we were incubating some duck eggs, and unfortunately, with the power being out for 32 hours, our incubator also lost its power. So we lost most of the ducks that we were incubating except this one. This is sweet little Stormy, and Stormy ended up being a boy, which is fine, but just about the cutest little thing. First time swimming. He's been fun. We've noticed a very big upswing in the amount of storms that have come through our area. I'm sure that this is all related to climate change, but particularly after this big windstorm in June of 21, it really changed our lives. And every single storm now we tend to have some anxiety over, because when the first storm came through, we were not given a heads up as far as wind speeds. We were told it was a severe thunderstorm warning, which in Kansas is a common problem, but there was no kind of warning of how severe it would be. So now every time that a storm rolls through, particularly ones that look like this, we're completely on edge, and we're learning to overcome that fear, and having sturdier buildings built will help us with that. But it's something that we are having to learn to overcome, because of the trauma of the storm.
Girl, don't do it. It's not worth it. I'm not gonna do it, girl. I was just thinking about it. I'm not gonna do it. I did it.
Came out this morning and the girls were curled up in that little corner together, and now it's feeding time. Just like last time, Kevin surprised me, and we eventually acquired this little potbelly pig, and we named her Agatha. Yummy! After the storm, we did turn to GoFundMe. At the time, lumber prices were very, very, very high, and the chickens and geese and ducks were just living in our garage, which was not working out, and it was the remnants of our garage. We had people come over and help us, but we also had so many generous donors put towards our GoFundMe page, which in turn made it possible for us to rebuild this chicken coop. So thank you to everybody who helped us in order to put a roof over our chicken's head again. This year, our goal is to give you guys more glimpses into our world. We're going to continue to post videos to get caught up on all the new and exciting things that have been happening. But for today, guys, thank you for watching. Just know that we have so appreciated everybody's words of support and coming out to physically help us or financially helping us. We feel so supported in our dream, and we want to share it all with you. So thanks for watching, guys. Until next time.